Hi there, Dr. Vicki Lemper here with the Teach and Grow Rich channel, where we master your mind and manage your influence. Today, we're going to talk about that challenging student, the one where, boy, you've tried everything. You've involved the parents, administration, other teachers, you've had conversations with the student, you've changed their seats, you've done everything. And it just seems like nothing seems to work. We're going to talk about that. I want you to stay to the end of the video because guess what? I'm going to give you a really powerful, simple strategy you can do actually right after you get done watching this video. So let's get into it. Let's say you've got a student. We'll call her Susie. Susie's on the side spinning. She's just doing everything. And it seems like she's doing things just on purpose, just to really tick you off, right? But we always think, boy, if we could just change Susie, if we could just do something, if she could just look and sound a little bit different, my day would be perfect. Have you ever had that where somebody's like, how's your teaching day? How's everything going? You know what? I love my job except for, sixth period. Because guess what? Susie's in there and she's just spoiling your day. Well, have you ever noticed who's really getting upset? Susie might get upset every now and then. She might get tired of you nagging because that's kind of how students can perceive this because she's so used to you coming up and trying to redirect, right? Susie doesn't care. She's going about her day and life goes on with her, right? Now, who's getting upset is you. So, but that is actually a really powerful thing because, again, this is why this channel exists. Has nothing to do with the student. Has nothing to do. And you think, well, but, and this is where all the well bets come in. Oh, she does this and she does that and she does this. Yeah, she might do all those things. But how are you responding to it, right? And I'm not saying you have to be rosy positive all the time. I will always tell you, experience those negative emotions. Don't try and shove them away. But you have to be aware. You're aware of things because there's things that are going on underlying, the immediate emotional response. Ultimately, we would love to have you be able to respond with a calm demeanor all the time. But that's not always realistic, is it? Right? We are human. We have emotions. And let's say they say something, the student says something that really it hits one of your nerves, right? We all have those points where it's like, man, they said this, and it could be just something super random, right? But it sets you off, and that's okay. I will never tell you to not experience those negative emotions. Though those negative emotions are really powerful, and they're there to help you. And the way they help you is to help. They help you by indicating that you're not aligned with who you truly are. It tells you there's something deep down that's bothering you. Yeah, at first you might think, well, Susie's never sitting in her seat. Susie is off talking all the time. She's very social, right? Well, how can we really deal with that? It doesn't bother Susie. It's bothering you. And that's the powerful piece. That's why when you master your mind, you can manage and influence others. Well, here's a great strategy that works seamlessly. And I've got a ton of strategies and I've got a ton of clients that, I work with all kinds of clients. They are educators, they're administrators, they're board members, I even work with people outside of education because really all classroom management is, what is it? It's relationship 101. And it doesn't matter if you're a banker or a school teacher or board member or whatever, a nurse, a stay-at-home mom. It does not matter. It is all how you respond. And the number one relationship is the relationship with yourself. So we always want to point the finger and go, well, but especially as teachers, you get tired, you get bogged down. We've got a list of things to do that sometimes just can be super overwhelming. And I get it because I've been there. I've lived it. And here's the thing is that the minute I stopped going, well, it was the curriculum, well, it's the principal, it's the community, it's the parents, it's it's the students, it's this, it's that. And when I stopped pointing there and started looking at myself, they always say point the thumb, that's when it actually changed. And I am telling you, when you start really reflecting and experiencing and being aware of your thoughts and your emotions, your first emotion is really, really critical of being aware of, oh my God, that really makes me angry. Sometimes we don't even know it until we're stepping out. I didn't even know it for years. I was just in that mode of blaming and claiming and saying, it's everybody's fault except for myself, right? And I thought that was the worst thing in the world when I figured out, oh my gosh, it has nothing to do with them and everything to do with me. I'm a terrible person. Well, you're not. I just was in the habit of looking at other things and blaming everything else. But here's the good news is that you have all the control. The only thing you need to change is self. The only thing you can control is your mind and your thoughts. And I'm not telling you you're never going to get rid of your negative emotions. You're never going to get rid of your negative thoughts. But what you can do is manage them. And when you're able to manage those thoughts and master your mind to the point where, you're aware of those negative emotions, Susie's just spinning on the side and really making you angry. Listen, we don't go home and go, honey, that quadratic formula, it was the best thing in the world. It just works out beautifully every time. I mean, some people, I was a math teacher, and, I may have, thought to myself on the drive home, like, wow, that was really fun teaching that. But for most of us, we go home and talk about what? People. Sometimes they're students, sometimes they're other teachers, sometimes they're parents, sometimes they're the administrator, sometimes it's just whoever is in our way, right? And you can really get on a roll. And here's the thing, is that when you start gaining momentum, a lot of times those stories aren't even true. And ultimately, what's really running behind those stories has everything to do with you and how you believe. The belief system behind you is really what's running on auto, and you don't even know it. But oftentimes it's always steeped in lack, in not enoughness. I work with a lot of teachers and a lot of my clients. They think it's always the student. And we start there, and then we realize, oh, there's a worry there. What are you worried about? What's your fear? And we talk a great deal about fears. And we get to the point where we can actually face them and embrace them. And because they're there to inform you, to teach you. And the student is just there pointing it out, reflecting your belief system. And then all of a sudden you realize, oh, I'm really worried because I don't deep down believe that I'm not teaching in a certain way. Maybe I'm scared my principal's going to walk by and go, ooh, Susie's spitting on the side. She's not sitting in her chair like we think she should. Therefore, that makes me a bad teacher. Well, there's your belief system. All of a sudden, and this is where I come in and help coach you and to understand that those belief systems are there, and we all have them. We all have them. We have these fears. We have these limiting beliefs that hold us back from being truly powerful and enjoying our day. Because wouldn't you rather go through your day having fun? And fun can be seriously teaching and making mistakes and embracing those mistakes, whether they're from you or from the student, but you're engaged with one another. And wouldn't you rather just go home with a smile on your face and go to the grocery store, make dinner, enjoy your family? Yeah, we all would. So it's just a habit we've developed in looking at some of these students and some of these situations where it's like, man, you swear that they're doing it on purpose, but they're not. They're just really being kids, and they're just really showing you what is really bothering you deep down. So I have developed a ton of strategies, and they are all dealing with you and your mindset. Because once you master your mindset, you can manage anything, truly. And I have so much fun helping clients through all of this. So here is your strategy that has really helped. I'm big into visualizing, right? So what I want you to do is the best time to do most of my strategies is sorry, I'm trying to get my note here. Um, the best thing you do is do it right when you wake up or right before you go to sleep. The reason why is your mind is at a point where it's slowed down. You don't have as much resistance, and you're able to really soak in, and your subconscious will really soak in what you're programming into it. So I'm big into visualizing and talking about the negative self-talk and the stories and changing those stories. So here's what I want you to do. I want you to try to visualize an interaction, create a scene with you and that student. And don't just do this once, continually try it. You know, it's hard to do it every day, but if you do it at least 3 to 5 times a week, I promise you your relationship with that student is going to change. Okay, so visualize yourself with that student, create a scene, and I'm always into what does it look like, sound like, and feel like. Those 3 items, right? If you can incorporate as many and as much of the 5 senses in that scene, it makes it super powerful. But again, when you visualize, what I want you to do is take some deep breaths, kind of calm your mind, calm your body, be aware of your body, and just relax it. A lot of times we carry our stress in our jaw, our shoulders, and our neck. Just take a few deep breaths. Don't think about anything. Don't try. Don't try. Don't force this. Just kind of create it and just relax into it. And then visualize yourself having an interaction. Now, this little movie in your mind does not have to be long. It could be 2 to 3 seconds, and it's that powerful. Or it could go on, right? Just remember, you are the director, the writer, the producer, the actor. You are everything in your movie. And that when you are visualizing, you are the creator of that reality, so to speak. So visualize, what does it look like? Maybe you're leaning in and you both are focused on, you're looking at the paper and you're both focused on the content you're teaching him. Maybe he's asking questions. Hear a conversation. Maybe hear him say, "Thank you, Dr. Lemford. That was very helpful." Or maybe you hear the student asking you questions. "Dr. Lemford, help explain this. I don't understand this." And then you're leaning in and you're like, and you're exchanging pleasantries. It could be, that you're super focused and it's more of a serious piece where you're helping each other through a problem. Again, I always refer to math because I was a math teacher. So maybe you're working on a math problem and you hear him asking questions and you're interacting in a positive way. But include like thank you and please, because those are nice pleasantries. And what does it feel like? What does it feel like for you? It should feel engaging, relaxing, invigorating. Just all of those calm, relaxing relief. And again, this little movie does not have to be long. Try it right before you fall asleep. Just when you're lying in bed, just go, because your body is already relaxed down, right? And you have to decide first, do you really want to improve that relationship? We get so addicted to that habit of complaining about that student. And even though, I was a pretty, I'm naturally, we all are naturally positive people, but I was always very positive, energetic, always looking at, glass half full type person. But I tell you, I got in the habit of looking at students and going, right? Until I realized, who was I hurting? Myself. And when I started changing the way I was looking at things and being aware of my thoughts, being aware of the story, I was hurting myself. It was very detrimental to me. And I'm telling you, once you start becoming aware and start incorporating some of these strategies I'm going to teach you, it will not only influence your classroom, it'll influence people around you. You're going to notice a shift in the people you're hanging out with. You're going to notice a shift in what people are saying about you. They're going to start saying, wow, you seem really happy. You seem like there's a whole new glow to you. I promise you. And if you want help coaching and understanding how to really master your mind and manage your influence, go ahead and contact me. All the information is below in the description box. But truly try this strategy. I promise it is the beginning of starting to change you and your life. All right, until the next video, take care, and I'll see you next time.